Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this video we are going to see three types of reactions. First one is chemical equation. What we are going to see first, chemical equations. First we are going to see chemical equations. Second, writing chemical equations in right way. Okay, writing chemical equations in right way. Second one is writing chemical equations. Third one, balancing chemical equations. Balancing chemical equations. Three topics we are going to see in this video in detail. First one is chemical equations. Second, writing chemical equations. Third, balancing chemical equations. Let us move to the first topic that we are going to see today, chemical equations. First we are going to see chemical equations with some examples. Okay, first we will see examples. Okay, reaction of magnesium with oxygen to magnesium oxide. Magnesium reacting with oxygen to give magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. Okay, this is the reactions that we are going to see for the example of chemical equations. Okay, this magnesium and oxygen are the reactants here. What is this one? Reactants. Okay, this magnesium oxide is product. Okay, the reactant side is, the reactions must be right in left hand side, LHS. Okay, reactants is LHS. This is right hand side is, left hand side is RHS. Okay, RHS. For the writing of any chemical equation in word form, it look like it's longer, so the scientists have decided to write the chemical reaction as shorter forms. Okay, in the shorter forms and simplest way to understand the chemical equation. In this reaction there are two reactions are involved in this chemical reaction. What is this one? Magnesium and oxygen. Okay, in some cases, in for example in multi-step synthesis, many reactants will involve in the chemical reactions. Okay, in that type of reactions it is not easy to write in the sentence form to write the chemical equations. So we need to write this chemical equation in simplest way and easiest way to understand these equations. Okay, the changes of the reactants to products through, here we have written this arrow mark. This arrow mark is indicating that the direction of the reactions. These arrow marks indicates the direction of the reactions. Okay, this arrow marks indicates the direction of the reactions. Okay, when you are writing the reactants, you need to write the reactants with the plus symbol. Here we have written is plus symbol. Okay, this is the right way to write the chemical equations. Okay, in these reactions the reactance returns in the left hand side. Okay, the reactance has been written in the left hand side, the product has been written in the right hand side, okay, with the plus symbol. Okay, this is the simplest uh, reaction in the word form, but in the word form it looks like it's very longer sentence, so we need to make this equation in simplest way to understand the chemical equations. Instead of using sentence, we need to use the chemical formulas of this reaction. Okay, if you recall the formulas of the magnesium oxygen and magnesium oxide, it is easy to write the chemical equation. So what is the formula of this magnesium here? Mg. Okay, the formula of the magnesium is Mg. What is the formula of oxygen? O2. Okay, the formula of oxygen is O2. What is the formula of the magnesium oxide? MgO. Okay, this is the simplest way to write the chemical equation. What is this one? This one is magnesium, this is oxygen, this is magnesium oxide. Okay, in this reaction you can count the and compare the number of atoms on the LHS and RHS. You can count in this reaction number of atoms and compare in the reactant side and both in product side. Okay, in this reaction the magnesium atoms, the number of atoms for the magnesium is 1, here is 1, but O2 is 2 atoms present in the reactant side, but in the case of product side is only 1 atoms present in the product side. That means this type of reaction is skeletal chemical equation. This type of reaction can be called as skeletal chemical equation. What is this one? Skeletal chemical equation. This type of reaction is skeletal chemical this one is skeletal chemical reaction. Okay, this type of reaction is skeletal chemical reactions. Okay, you can count the mass of this atoms in the reactant side as well as product side. The mass of these, the both side is not matching and not same in this equation. The more mass of this element is not same in both of sides. This type of reaction is skeletal chemical reactions. Okay, let us solve let us try to solve the these problems in the next balanced chemical equations. Okay, this is the writing way of chemical reaction. Okay, first we have seen chemical equation in word form. In second, we have seen how to write the chemical reaction in formulas method. In this reaction the chemical equation is not balanced, so this type of reaction can be called as skeletal chemical reactions. Okay, now we are going to move to the next topic, balancing chemical reaction. Okay, now we are going to see balancing chemical equation. Now we are going to move balancing chemical equations. Okay, before going to see to balance the chemical equations, first you need to remember the law of mass conversion that you have studied in your subject. First recall law of mass conversion that you have studied in your subject. Law of mass conversion. Law of mass conversion that you studied. That you studied. First you need to recall the law of mass conversion that you studied. Okay. Then the mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Okay, mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Okay, before going to see how to balance the chemical reaction, you need to remember first the law of mass conversion that you have studied in your class. Second one, the mass can neither be created, you can't create the mass of atoms or compounds that are involved in the chemical reaction, not destroyed in a chemical reaction. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed in the chemical reaction. Okay. Third one, the total mass of the elements present, the total mass of the element present in the product of chemical reaction, has to be equal to total mass of the reactants, total mass of the element present in the chemical reaction, Okay, first, before you are going to balance any chemical reaction, okay, when you are going to try to solve or try to balance in the chemical reaction, you need to remember these 3 points in your mind. Please keep this message in your mind. Recall the law of mass conversion that you studied. Second one, mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Third one, the total mass of the element present in the product of chemical reaction has to be equal to total mass of the element present in the reactant. Okay, total mass of the element present in the product of the chemical reaction has to be equal to total mass of the element present in the reactant. Okay, reactant. These 3 points you must remember in your mind when you are trying to solve or when you are trying to balance any chemical equations. Okay, or in other words, the number of atoms, okay, the number of atoms present in the element remains same before and after reaction. Okay, the number of atoms of elements remain same. Okay, remain same before and after reaction. Okay, in other words, we can see the number of atoms of element remains same before and after the reaction, or the total mass of the element present in the product has to be equal to total number of mass of the element present in the reactants. Okay, these points you must keep in your mind before you are going to balance any chemical equations. Okay, first we have to balance some equation to understand the concept behind this process. Okay, now we are going to see some examples. Zinc plus sulfuric acid to zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Okay, zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Okay, in this reaction zinc is reacting with the sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Okay, plus hydrogen. I am writing here in the word form hydrogen. Now I am going to write this chemical reaction word form into formulas form. What is the formula of zinc? Zn plus what is the formula of sulfuric acid? H2SO4 to give zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Okay, in this reaction I have given the reaction of zinc with the sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. I have written in formulas form here. Zinc sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate. This is zinc, this is sulfuric acid, this is zinc sulfate, this is hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen. Now you can count the number of atoms present in both reactant side as well as in the product side. This is LHS, that means the reactant side. That means reactant side. This is RHS, that means product side. Now you can count the number of atoms present in the reactant side as well as the product side. Okay, now what are the elements are present here? Element, this is number of atoms in reactants, number of atoms in reactants, number of atoms in products. That means this is LHS, this is RHS. Okay, what are the elements are present in this reaction of zinc with the sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate? What are the elements present here? First one is zinc, another one is hydrogen, another one is sulfur, yes, and oxygen. 4 elements are involving in this reaction. What is this one? Zinc, sulfur, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, in this reaction these elements are involved in this reaction. Okay, then count the number of atoms present in the reaction. Okay, in the reactant side. Now we are going to count the number of atoms in the reactant side. How many atoms are present? In zinc case only 1 atoms present here, only 1 atom present here. How many hydrogens are there in the reactant side? 2 hydrogens are there. Okay, 2 hydrogens are there. How many sulfur is present here? Only 1 sulfur is present. How many oxygen are present in this case? In the reactant side, 4 oxygen present here. Zinc, number of oxygen is 4, number of sulfur is 1, only 1. Number of sulfur is 1, hydrogen is 2, zinc is 1. Okay, oxygen 4, sulfur is 1, hydrogen 2, zinc 1. In the case of product side, you can see and count and compare the number of atoms, or whether it is equal to the number of atoms present in the reactant side. Okay, now let us count how many zinc is present here. 1 zinc is present. That means the total number of atoms in the reactant side as well as product sides are balanced. Okay, how many hydrogens are there here? 2 hydrogens are there. Here also 2 hydrogens are there, so it is balanced. Okay, then count the number of sulfur atoms in the reactant side as well as product side. Here also 1, here also 1. Now it's balanced. Okay, count the number of oxygen atom in the reactant side as well as product side. Here also 4 oxygen. Okay, 4 oxygen. That means in these reactions the chemical equation is balanced. The total mass of the elements, present in the product side has to be equal. This total mass of the element present in the product side is equal to the element present in the reactant. So this reaction is balanced. Okay, this reaction is balanced. Let us try to solve the unbalanced equations. For example, I am going to write here some unbalanced equation. This is balanced equation. This is the way to confirm whether the chemical reaction is balanced or not. Okay, let us try to solve the unbalanced equation. Okay, now we are going to move unbalanced equations. I am going to write here Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Now we can compare the number of atoms. Now we can count and compare the number of atoms, whether it is matching with the products and reactants. Now you can see here in the reactant side, this is LHS, this is RHS. Now we can count the number of atoms in the reactant side. Ion is only one ion is there, Fe is there, but here is Fe3, 3 ion Fe is there. Here 2H2, but oxygen is only 1 oxygen atom is present in the product, but here 4 oxygens present in the product side. So the total mass is not matching with the reactants. So now we need to balance these equations. In this reaction, when you are trying to solve the chemical equation, you need to follow 6 steps to balance the chemical equations. Okay, now the first step is after writing the chemical equations, the first step to draw the box of each formulas. Okay, first draw the box of each formulas. Okay, reactions involving in this reaction. Okay, the first step is draw the box of each formulas and do not change anything inside the box. Okay, this is the first step. Don't change or don't alter anything inside the box. just put the box like this. Okay, this is the first step. Okay, and list the number of atoms, present in the reactant side as well as product side. Okay, that means LHS and RHS. Okay, now we are going to write the total elements present in the reaction. So what are the elements here? Fe is present, another one is hydrogen is present, another one is oxygen. Okay, 3 elements are present in these reactions. Okay, count the atoms present in this reaction. How many Fe is there in the reactant side? Only one. In the reactant side only one Fe is there. How many hydrogens are there here? 2 hydrogen is there. How many oxygen is there? Only one oxygen is there. Okay, only one oxygen is there. But in case of RHS side, how many Fe is there? Here 3 Fe is there. See here 3 Fe is there. How many hydrogen is there here? 2 hydrogen is there. How many oxygen is there here? 4 oxygen. Okay, 4 oxygen is there. In this case, the total number of atoms in the product as well in not matching with the reactant side. So now we need to balance these equations. Before you are going to start balancing these equations, start balancing with the compound that contain maximum number of atoms. It may be reactant side or product side. Start balancing with the compound that contain maximum number of atoms. Okay, that may be in product sides or reactant side. In this case, count here. The maximum number of atoms is here 2, but in this case the product side Fe3 and O4. When comparing with the other elements, the oxygen contain maximum number of elements. Okay, that's why we are going to balance first oxygen atom, because it has maximum number of atoms in the reactions. Okay, so now we are going to balance the first oxygen atoms. Okay, initially how many atoms are there here? Oxygen here, atoms of oxygen. Initially atoms of oxygen in reactant, in product. Initially how much is there? This is initial, this is to balance. First we are balancing first for oxygen atoms in the reaction. Okay, in H2O in the reactant side only one oxygen is present. Okay, only one oxygen in H2O. Okay, only one oxygen is present in H2O. In the product 4 oxygen is there. 4 into in Fe3O4. Okay, 4 oxygen is product side, 1 oxygen in the reactant side. Okay, here we can write. Now we need to balance first for oxygen. Now you need to multiply 1 into 4, that means 4. Okay, now the total number of oxygen in the product as well as in the reactant side is balanced. Okay, now we are going to write here 4. Okay, now 4. Now the number of oxygen atom present in the product side is matched with the reactant side, but after writing 4 here, the total number of hydrogen atom is increased to 8. Okay, 2 into 4 8. So the total number of hydrogen atom has been increased to 8. Okay, when you are going to write here, don't write formula like this. Okay, you need to write the number in front of the formula, not here. For example, you should not write here H2O4 or H2O4. You should not write like this. You need to write 4 in front of the formula like H2O. Okay, now we have balanced the total number of oxygen atom present in the product side as well as in the reactant side, but the hydrogen atom, number of hydrogen atom has been increased. Okay, now try to solve try to balance the number of hydrogen atom present in the reactants as well as in the product side. Okay, how many hydrogens are there here? 4 into 2, 8 in 4H2O. Okay, 4H2O. Okay, that means we have to balance 8. Okay, when you count the number of hydrogen atom present in the chemical reaction, it should be 8 before and after the reaction. Okay, that means in this reaction how many hydrogens are there? 2 hydrogen in H2. Okay, that means 2 into 4 equal to 8. Okay, now what you are going to write in this product side? You need to write here 4. Okay, 4. Write 4. Now the number of hydrogen atom in the product side and reactant side are balanced, and the total number of oxygen atom in the product side as well as in the reactant sides are balanced. Okay, now the unbalanced element present in this reaction, only one is ion. Okay, the step one is the next step is we need to balance the Fe present in this reaction. Okay, how many Fe is there in the initial only one Fe in Fe, but after the reaction how many Fe is there? 3 Fe is there. In Fe3O4. Okay, now try to solve this reaction. Here 3 Fe is there. To balance 1 into 3, that means 3. Now you need to write 3 front of the Fe in the reactant side. Now the whole reaction setup is balanced. Okay, like this you need to balance any chemical reactions. Now I am going to write whole setup. 3 Fe 4 H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Okay, 4H2. Now count the number of atoms present in this reaction. Okay, here 3 Fe is there in the reactant side. Here also 3 Fe is there. Here 4H2O in which oxygen atom 4 oxygen. Here also 4 oxygen. 4 hydrogen in the reactant side. In the product side also 4 hydrogen. Now the total number of elements present in the product side as well as in the reactant side are equal. So this is the balanced equations. Okay, 3 Fe 4 H2O Fe3O4 4H2. This is the balanced equation. Okay, when you are going to solve or try to solve any chemical reaction, first you need to remember 4 points. First, recall the mass conversion that you studied. Second one, the total mass of the element present in the products has to be equal to the total number of elements present in the reactants, okay, or the number of atoms, okay, number of atoms should be remain same before and after the reactions, okay. These three rules or tips and tricks you should keep in your mind before you are going to solve any chemical reactions when you are trying to balance, okay. Next step, after writing the chemical or after balancing the chemical equations, does any informations are you getting the physical state of this element or compound involving these reactions? Does you get any informations or getting from these from the reaction of physical state of the reactants or products? No, we can't get any information of the physical state of this. In general, the compounds may be gas form or liquid form. This is physical state of compounds. Then aqueous medium or in maybe solid form, okay. In these four state must be there in the chemical equations. No informative message you can get when you write equation like this. You must use this notation to indicate the physical state of the compound. Here the iron is solid, Fe is solid. Just I'm going to write here only S, plus H2O is aqueous. What gives here Fe3O4, this is also solid. 4 hydrogen is gas, okay. This is the physical states. This symbol is indicating the physical state of the compounds involving in this reaction, okay. In some case the reaction can be carried out with a different temperature, pressure, or and in presence of catalyst. Those reactions condition must be written below or above the arrow, okay. You should write your reaction conditions below or above the arrow, which these arrow is indicating the direction of the reactions, okay. In this class you have learned the basic how to write chemical equations from sentence form to formula method. Then you have understand and you learn how to write the chemical equation from sentence form to formula form. Then you have learned the how to solve or how to balance the chemical equation for unbalanced chemical equations, and how to write the physical state of the reactants and products, okay. These informations you have learned from this video. Thank you so much for watching this video, friends. Thank you.